Red Bull just dropped a bombshell on Sergio Perez after it said it will agree with Sergio Perez on the right and appropriate way forward after Monday's conversations about his Formula One future. And apparently Red Bull have made up their mind and decided things are about to change for Perez. Before we dive in, let me know your thoughts in this season on a scale of 1 to 10. Did you enjoy it? Comment down below. So, a major meeting took place on Monday. Helmut Marko disclosed the team's plans for that meeting. All the facts will be discussed. At the end of that, a decision will be made. Both teams' lineups will be determined tomorrow, Monday, he stated last Sunday. However, while a meeting of the team's shareholders is expected to establish the lineup of both of Red Bull's F1 squads for 2025, a statement regarding the final decision may not be made for a few days. And this might be because the squad wants to wait until after Tuesday's Abu Dhabi test, which includes Yuki Tsunoda's debut drive in a Red Bull car, before committing to its squad lineup. Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko told motorsport.com, "All the facts will be discussed, and I guess a decision will be made. When will it be announced? I don't think it will be Monday. And of course, we will wait for the result of the test before we make an announcement of the decision." Red Bull team principal Christian Horner noted that the team needed to finish the season before it could fully review matters with Perez to determine what was best for both of them. Obviously, those discussions will happen between Checo and the team, he said. Now, we have got the season out of the way. We'll sit down with him and reflect on the season, and obviously where it's gone wrong, and collectively work out what is the right and the appropriate way forward. He's done an awful lot for this team, so we'll sit down and reflect on this season and how we move forward. Perez's lack of point-scoring performances this year, in a season where Max Verstappen won the Drivers' Championship, saw Red Bull finish third in the Constructors' title race. Verstappen won the title with 437 points, while Perez only earned 152 and finished 8th. Red Bull finished with 589 points in the Constructors' title, behind Ferrari with 652 and McLaren with 666. Horner said that the truth of the points disadvantage was difficult to swallow, and that it was clear that it needed to improve its driver lineup if it was to compete in 2025. "I think you can see the importance of having two drivers scoring on a regular basis in the Constructors' Championship," he said. "It is crucial. Ferrari will be strong with their lineup next year. McLaren have a strong lineup. Mercedes will have an inexperienced driver in one of their seats. So for our team, it's very important that both of our drivers are delivering, and there's not a significant gap." When asked if he could imagine a situation in which Perez would continue on board, Horner replied, "He's still our driver, so it would be wrong for me to speculate on what next year may look like until he and I have sat down and discussed this year, and we reflect on it as a team." At this time, there are no formal announcements yet, but they may be made over the next several days. Yesterday, the Red Bull Racing Summit was held in Dubai, where several strategic decisions regarding the Formula One program were on the agenda. During the Yas Marina weekend, the first word broke about Liam Lawson, who is thought to be the driver that would replace Sergio Perez as Max Verstappen's teammate. This decision necessitates the search for a successor for the New Zealander at right back. According to sources from the Abu Dhabi paddock, Red Bull management has already determined who would replace Lawson, and the pick is Isaac Hadjar. The 20-year-old French driver, who joined Red Bull's junior program at the beginning of 2021, finished second in the F2 season last weekend at Yas Marina, following a battle with Gabriel Bortoleto. On Tuesday, Isaac Hadjar will be on track with Red Bull for the rookie test in Abu Dhabi, with Yuki Tsunoda, who will be driving a Red Bull for the first time, in the Pirelli test car. At RB, Lawson will be the Pirelli test driver, while Iwasa will be the rookie. Hadjar, who has surpassed Iwasa in the junior team hierarchy, gets the opportunity to compete in his debut Formula One season with Tsunoda. Honda has made a last-ditch attempt to persuade Christian Horner and Helmut Marko to replace Perez with the Japanese driver, but sources report the decision has already been made in favour of Lawson. There's also Franco Colapinto's relationship to Red Bull. Between the Austin and Mexico City Grand Prix, Helmut Marko expressed interest, but there was no thorough follow-up beyond a cursory investigation. The ultimate refusal might have been influenced by the criteria established by Williams to release the Argentine driver, as well as his performance, which began to deteriorate during the Mexican Grand Prix. For the time being, the Argentine, who will be missing from the Yas Marina testing, appears to be set to remain as Williams' reserve driver. Thus, the decision is between the two VCARB drivers who competed at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In challenging circumstances, he's Lawson done a very good job if you analyse what he's done in the time that he's had and the race pace that he's had. I think he's done a good job. I think Yuki's done a good job, the Briton said. Former driver Christijan Albers believes that having a new teammate might be very useful for Verstappen in 2025. I think it will be good if there will be a new person driving alongside Max, he revealed. I am very excited about Lawson. I think he should get that chance. But I think Yuki has also performed very well and made few mistakes. Helmut Marko says once that he crashes off in qualifying, but if you look over 24 races, that is not so bad, the Dutchman added, praising both VCARB drivers. If Albers had to pick between the two, he would favour Lawson because he feels the New Zealander has greater potential. He believes Lawson and the four-time winner share certain parallels. I see some traits that he's not really impressed by other people, so he goes a bit towards Verstappen. They both lack it. When you have two of those, it can be a difficult story. I wonder how much he can contain that when he drives next to Verstappen. That's where my only doubt remains. However, if you ask Verstappen, no chance is needed, as Max Verstappen has backed his beleaguered teammate Sergio Perez, whose future will be decided in coming days. The six-time Grand Prix winner disappointed for Red Bull in the final 3 quarters of the 2024 Formula 1 season, but the Dutchman claims the driver next to him has been treated very harsh throughout the year. Perez's performance suffered significantly after starting the season strongly, as did the rest of the club. Even the stability of a new deal couldn't stop his slide in performance. Now, the Mexican is clinging to that contract as he prepares to face a chilly winter in Milton Keynes. Perez, who succeeded in the first round of crunch discussions in the summer, may not be as lucky the second time around, despite his adamant refusal to give up his race spot. In that case, Red Bull will most certainly decide to push him aside, but how those discussions and the contract issue play out remains to be seen. RB's Liam Lawson appears to be the frontrunner, with the New Zealander preferred above teammate Yuki Tsunoda, despite the Japanese driver outperforming him in the 6 rounds since Lawson succeeded Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen, on the other hand, perceives the situation as uncertain. Following the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the 4-time Formula 1 Drivers' Champion was unsure whether he would have a new teammate next year. I don't know. When asked if he expected a change. It was also queried with the 27-year-old whether he had any preference, to which he replied, "I always worked really well with Checo, Sergio Perez. He's a great guy. Honestly, it's very rare that you have a teammate like him. He has always been very good and just a nice guy, to be honest." So, what do you think? Is Perez's time at Red Bull nearing its end? Or will he still be there in 2025? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.